1, 2, 3 into the 4. Snoop Doggy Dogg and Dr. Dre is at the door, ready to make an entrance. So back on up. Yeah, you know. Oh no, it goes because you know we about to rip it up. Give me the microphone first, so I could burst like a bubble. Compton and Long Beach together. Now you know. Now you know you in trouble. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. Too loped out, going crazy. Death Row is the label that pays me unfadable, so please don't try to fade this. I think that's how the lyrics go. It's been a long time, my friend, since I have sang that song, recited those lyrics. I listened to that song when I was growing up. I think I was in like seventh grade or eighth grade or something like that. Yeah, I'm a fossil. I'm a fossil, but it's all gravy, baby. This is a channel chat, my friend, and what a channel chat is, it's me just kind of talking off the top of the dome. It is related to toys, obviously, because that's what we do on the channel, but a lot of times I just kind of talk about things that are either personal or not related necessarily to the toys, but just about kind of like the channel. And this is a bit of an expansion, a part 2 of the preview video that I did. I'm not sure exactly when it dropped, where I kind of introduced these guys, but I just more kind of wanted to talk to you guys about, I don't know, just things that are happening in my life, and things that are happening with the channel, just my growth, progression, and stuff. I'm trying to keep this moving right now because I want to keep y'all entertained, like visually entertained as well, and in term on top of just like talking with y'all. But yeah, it's been a bit of a difficult time on the channel as of late. You know, I got a lot of things happening in my personal life right now that are not so comfortable. I'm slowly working through them as best as I can. Uh, but yeah. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of stress, and one of them is like kind of improving a little bit, but it's more of a. And there's reasons why I can't just come out and just talk about it. Perhaps in the future, after a certain amount of time expires, I'll be able to open up about it. But right now, I'm not allowed to discuss these things. Um, but yeah. But tremendous amount of stressors, and as a result, like when your mind is really busy and it's chaotic, and you got so many things to worry about, it's really hard to build. Like you guys know who Abraham Maslow is. There's something called Maslow's like pyramid of needs. I believe it's Maslow's pyramid. Sorry, it's been a long time. Where they're basically talking about your baseline requirements need to be fulfilled first before you can grow and achieve like self realization. And those baseline requirements are fundamental, like food, safety, like and all things like that. And so when those things are in jeopardy and those things are like potentially compromised, oh, you know what? I just realized, dude, it's really the exposure is really bright. Let me try to lower it a little bit. Okay. Um, when those things are potentially in jeopardy, it's really hard to be creative. It's really hard to be creative because you're just focusing on those problems and you can't focus on being in the flow state, being in the moment, capturing the essence. It's really, really difficult. And so, yeah, it's been hard. It's been hard to build. It's been really, really difficult building. And it's only as of late after one of the things is not completely resolved, but at least I know what it isn't. I don't know what it is, but I know what it isn't, and so that's a pretty good start. And yeah, so a little bit of weight was lifted on my shoulder, and therefore I just, I was like, wow, I feel a little bit better right now, so I got to just dump myself into builds. And this is the stuff that we created. This guy over here is the gold brick. If you follow the channel, you've seen the pink brick. His cousin reversed the ratios. Two fast tracks and one airwave on this one. The other one is two airwaves and one fast track. And so this was one of the ones that I built recently along with the pink brick. It's a different style of building. I haven't incorporated something new, but I realized, like, you know what? Just adding two little additional spices, the addition of those two accessories allows you to build completely different things. And so I've been pretty stoked about that. Um, yeah, and this guy down over here, actually, this is an old build, but I didn't do a proper video for this, and so I decided to come back and do it. So as you can see, as my mentality has been like feeling better, like I've been able to express myself like more creatively, and that's one of the things that I learned. So I've studied like religious studies, I've studied meditation and things like that, and man, the mind is everything. It really, really is. You could be having the best day of your life and then something kind of trips you up in your head and suddenly your day gets ruined. It's not like anything really changed. You were still having a great time. You were still at the barbecue. You were still at the ball game, but you got some bad news dropped on you, and then suddenly your mind's like all chaotic and it's throwing you for a loop, and it's just kind of destroying this wonderful positivity, positive momentum that you have going. And that's why it's so critical to be aware and mindful of one's mind And mind mastery is one of the most difficult things that we can do as a human being, but it's also one of the most important things. At least I think of as a private citizen, in being able to control myself in situations, being aware of what's happening. And that's a really big distinction, because I could be like, man, I'm mad, I'm pissed off, and then you're kind of in the moment. Oh, he's about to fall. You're kind of in the moment versus being able to tell yourself, I'm starting to feel angry. I can feel myself getting upset. You have a degree of awareness within you. And that level of awareness, actually, once you focus on it, it can help you like decide, or not help you decide, but help you understand where the problems are coming from. Not saying that it's an answer to all, but awareness of mind, awareness of how you're reacting to situations. That's the first step. I would say is arguably the most important step, being able to observe yourself so that you can make a judgment and a decision on whether you want to be truly mad and engulfed by it. And like I said, I've had some stressful situations as of late, and I could have just, just what's the word? Like wallow in one's misery, and I did on a certain number of days. But at other times, it's like I really, really had to focus and try to get my mind off of things and just tell myself like, hey, man, you're just tripping in your head right now. Go out, let's take a walk, let's get some perspectives, watch something positive, funny, or And so sometimes resetting oneself is really, really important. I will sometimes reset myself. I'll sometimes go on little mini vacations. Sometimes my wife will give me some time. She'll give me like a staycation. Well, she bounces, so I just have the place to myself. But there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I do to try to maintain balance. Because, dude, ain't no one else helping me. Ain't no one else helping me. It's just me, and no one has access to my better access to my headspace than myself. And so I have a tremendous responsibility unto myself to take care of myself and to be aware, to meditate, to set things straight. To put myself in balance. So that I can just kind of maintain myself while having a very human experience while living in this life, But anyway, my friends, these are the things that I think about. I think about I process a lot of deep thoughts, I'm always trying to reflect, revise, and refine myself and grow as a human being, just like how I'm trying to grow my builds over here. This guy, you see him back there, the Shockwave dude with a bunch of Micromasters and stuff. There's these cats. There's Ponyyasu on Instagram and also Module Toys. Really great builders, and they use a lot of mini cons and Micromasters. And I saw them and I was like, dude, I want to do that. And so, what is it? I found a couple of lots on eBay, GameStop, and I hooked it up. And those guys over there, they're wearing one entire. They're called the Galaxy something set, but I don't know. Some of them are like these old school, 50s, 60s vintage US cars, and I'm not really sure what's so Galaxy about them. But yeah, I'm particularly proud of this guy. And he's gonna fall. He doesn't have a lot of good grip on his leg, and so he works really, really well with rubber mats. And so he loves the Lazy Susan because that has some rubber grip. But dude, he's nice. He's nice. I love the little pilot, and it's a very different type of mech suit, one that I haven't really tried building before. So I'm pretty pleased. I'm pretty pleased with the results. Same thing for that Megs back there. It's a good remix, So one of the things that I learned while doing builds is even if it's the same concept, try revisiting it to see if you have different results. And what I mean by that is I think about mental concepts. I think about different topics, worldviews, and I reevaluate them to see if I still believe in those things, if I still hold those things to be true, because those worldviews were crafted when I was a younger man. As I evolve and grow, perhaps my understanding and perception of the world has changed as well. So again, I'm constantly challenging and critiquing myself to grow and to do more things. At this point, you're either still here because, I don't know, you're having fun or you're interested in what I have to say, or you have bounced, and in which case, that is completely fine too, because most of the people here are here to watch toys. I mean, the metrics basically tell me overwhelming number of people just watch the first minute of a video and then they leave. And so for those of you who watch the full-length videos, especially when I see you comment about stuff that I know is embedded in the latter part of the video, you don't know how much I appreciate that. It's like a director basically watching a movie, and then or like a director who made a movie, and then somebody who watched it coming and goes, oh man, hey, I really love that bathroom scene where you kind of positioned the toilet rolls in a specific way, where the camera shot was going through, and then I'll be like, oh my god, you caught that. Like, dude, I'm so appreciative. I really worked on that shot, and the little nuances and that level of appreciation is so great, you know. And so to all of you who are still watching right now, to all of you who watched all the other videos to the end, like I really, really, I mean, I say it over and over, but you don't know how thankful I am towards you all. And so I'm really grateful towards everyone, towards everyone. But of course, for those of you all who consume all the content, yeah, I'm super happy about that. This over here, by the way, is from Neolab. You guys know who Neolab is? I don't think he's going to do his YouTube channel anymore. You can still find him on IG, but you know, my man is a modern day Renaissance man, and meaning like he can envision what his projects, he can execute upon them, he can market and then sell them as well. And he's a modern Renaissance guy in the digital space, and he's doing things right. And this is a shattered glass tarn that he made, and of course I bought it immediately. I bought it, and then I hooked it up with the Aragon treatment, and the backpack is really nice. Here, you know what? Let me put this down. Let me show you actually. Cool, right? I think that's neat. Yeah, a thick backpack. Very, very cool. Um, and I think it plays with the themes well. Like, you know, Tarn has the pew pew on the back, and so Shattered Glass Tarn, of course, does as well, but with some slight variations and changes. Um, but yeah. Life is all about transformation and growth. You know what I mean? Like, I can't have the same thoughts that I did when I was 30 or 20 or 10. I got to keep evolving and growing because the world is changing around me, and I'm also changing as well. Some of the things that I believed in perhaps in the past are no longer true. And perhaps, you know, I need to get a patch, I need to get a firmware or hardware upgrade, and kind of get with modern times for certain things to some extent, you know. But yeah. In terms of the videos, I know this is kind of like running long, but whatever, dude. If you're here, and I'm here too. Um, I was gonna say, if you've noticed, like some of the videos, I'm really shortening. I'm trying to keep them to like 3 to 5 minutes because at the end of the day, it's all about it's all a game of retention. It's all a game of retention. And what I mean by that is YouTube. Think of it as a platform. Think of it as an amusement park or a theater or any type of place where people go to. They want you to stay as long as possible because the longer you stay, the more money you spend on that institution. And so YouTube values videos where people stick around and watch for long periods of time, and that is reflected in the retention, and which is a percentage. And so when my videos are 10 minutes and people are only watching for 1 minute, it'll only show that my video is sticky for about 10% of its time. Whereas if I make a 3 minute video and people still stick around for 1 minute, now that 10% has turned into 33%, which is much more respectable. But granted, the time hasn't changed, meaning the individual still watched only 1 minute, but because they've watched 33% of it versus 10%, now YouTube will think like, oh, this video is a lot stickier. Like for some reason, people like this. Like the AI is smart, but also it's not that smart as well. And so what that AI will then basically do is it'll decide how much it wants to promote this video. And so that's why you've been seeing kind of some of the shorter length videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes versus like 8, 10, 15, or even this one, which is really, really long. But yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, I could keep going and stuff. I'm actually today's July 4th when I'm recording this, and I'm at the office because before I start my festivities and enjoy the 4th, you know, happy birthday, America. I got to do some work, and so I'm just waiting on some meetings to pop. Just recording this before my meeting, and after I'm done, I'll go home. But yeah, friends, yeah, all the newcomers, all the old comers, like, you know, whether it's your first time, whether it's your millionth time, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for being here on the journey. Thank you so much for the various perspectives. Operating as a squad and a community is something that is very natural to us, and that's why we gravitate towards platforms and institutions where there are a lot of people, because generally that's how we evolved and that's how we thrived. And so coming together to form this very cool OnlyFans community, OnlyFan modes, that's what I meant to say, OnlyFan modes community. I'm extremely delighted to be a part of it, and I'm extremely delighted that you guys are a part of it too. Maybe I'll change the channel name, OnlyFan modes, right? Anyway, you all have a lovely day. Enjoy your 4th, whether you're in the US or not. Have a wonderful time, and yeah, hope no one gives you static, all right? Have a great day. Bye-bye.